Hello Internet, I'm Jackie Fox, and today on Fox Talks TV, we are coming at you with the newest woTV limited unit, Summer Kilphe. And first, is she for everybody? No. Have a lot of people hyped her up to sound like she's for everybody? Yes. Is Charlotte better? Maybe. But it depends what you're looking for. They do a lot of the same things in a lot of ways, but are very different units. And see, should you pull for it? Well, watch this video before you decide if you have seen other people talking about this unit. I think Rindell made the most both sides argument, because she does have weaknesses, and you need to be aware of her weaknesses, and if you can choose teams without those weaknesses, good on ya. But sometimes it can be a little bit hard to find. And as far as Hellmom matchups, maybe. It depends on your overall team building. If you can keep her safe, yes. If you can chain with her, yes. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So, let's start by taking a look at how she's doing in-game and some of her abilities. So I have her at level 89 for right now. That's pretty good for day 2 of the event, I think. I'm getting pretty close to that level 99. I'm not going to be using her TMR on herself. I think I'm going to throw it on my King Mont instead. I think she already does a lot of that in her kit, and kind of the way I'm buffing it's a little bit redundant, but it would be pretty interesting on King Mont instead of Bells, giving him a general tanking benefit while getting a Bell's effect, and still getting the agility, I think is great for him. But for her, I'm really liking the Saiga Gauntlet. Because Summer Kilphe comes prepared with a blanket, an umbrella, she enjoys long walks on the beach, which I will show you soon, and cleaving mages in half with her axe. Yeah. So it's 3:15 p.m. guys. Hopefully the scout report's about to come up. And really that is the perfect description for her, because at her best, she mitigates some of her weaknesses by being able to, especially on our current arena map where she is getting light attack up, go for long walks on the beach and quickly advance on people, although that's not necessarily how I would advise you to set her up. This map, which we will probably talk about later, is really set up for you to buff for a little while first, and a lot of teams that don't are going to rush at you with almost nothing on their team while you have built up a pretty big wall and can survive anything that they throw at you. Which is another thing that I'm going to kind of demonstrate in this video, but we'll talk about it more later. And then cutting mages in half, that is definitely something that she can do, typically not alone. It helps if you have a tank as a distraction that can also slash chain with her, and most of them can. So if they can team up on an enemy mage, the tank can draw the fire, and then Kilphe can help the tank take out the mage through a 1, 2, 3 hit combo kind of thing. Now, she has a lot of great buffs starting out. Spirit Ward Mastery is probably the best. Mont really likes this. If you can get Kilphe to give this to your King Mont early in the fight, you're going to do great, because it gives him spirit and magic attack resistance, which is awesome, and attack. Now, he can do some damage, and he often hits an AoE, so he can hit a whole team well, but with the attack boost, he really can do that a lot better. I actually haven't seen her use Frostwind Axe. It's interesting in concept. Since I haven't seen it, I can't really say. I may have even had it turned off for her, just because I'm running her at a lower faith. I'm moving her up to 50. I'm thinking since she's going against mages who have high faith, I don't have to ramp mine up that much. I could just set it at like the level for Bells and haste, still being able to hit her, make heals a little better, full life a lot better, because that is a little bit of a trouble with running her with Yuna, is that she likes to die first, being a little bit of a glass cannon, and Yuna can't always bring her back to life. Also, since she doesn't start with hate, she doesn't typically get the re-raise off of Yuna either, so that can be really tricky. Spirit Ward is Even the regular Spirit Ward, which is what I'm running with at 89, is still very good for Mont, but I can't wait to get that magic attack in there as well, because that's really going to stop attacks from units like Helena or most any and all mages. Call of the Wind seems cool for a Tank Buster build. I do have a Tank Buster setup in here, where she's running with 9S and King Mont. They are very effective at taking down heavily armored teams. It is absolutely crazy. And Call of the Wind, at least for her, would be good for this. It would be good against evasion if she could get that buff off to other people. The only thing I don't really like about it is that the slash attack resistance piercing isn't AoE, but that is helpful against teams that run it. I usually turn this off though, honestly. And then Twisting Shieldbreaker, I don't think I usually see her get up to enough AP to actually use that. Lupine Rend is interesting. She is a really good chaining unit. Can be built to be pretty fast, so if she gets out there first and goes to the 2-hit chaining move, you can have your damage dealer cap that out, or hit it with another chain and really build that up high. Like Tidus's Limit Break after Lupine Rend would be awesome. And then Tiger Maul is amazing. Tiger Maul is one of my favorite parts of this kit, because not only she is a strategist through and through. She came prepared with her blanket and umbrella. The umbrella goes over your team and keeps them safe, and then she pulls the blanket out from under your enemies with Tiger Maul. This is absolutely my favorite of her offensive abilities. It is AoE, and it does good damage, and it caps chains well, and even if they survive, they now have their attack and magic debuffed, which is especially brutal against people like Gilgamesh, who can actually, both of those things are detrimental to them. Her sub-jobs suck. I'm just going to be forward and blunt with that. I mean, there are some things, but really not for PvP. And considering that my favorite of her abilities is actually in her sub main job, Tiger Maul, yeah, no, you're running her all the way as this Viking warrior, umbrella wielding strategist. Self-sacrifice on her is great, especially on this map. I really enjoy Thief's Lure. It doesn't give her enough, it doesn't give her jump, which is what a lot of these things do, and so she can't clear the wall from slot 2, and I really like starting her out in slot 2 and having the tanks further, in good position to move forward more easily, so that she's coming in from behind, they've generated the hate, and then she just slams in and finishes people off. So I really like Thief Lure on her. It also makes her a bit faster. And then I think self-sacrifice is the way you have to go with others. This makes her a lot more of a glass cannon to a lot of physical damage types, so it specializes her more against mages, but that extra 60% attack, there is no way you can turn that down. Another interesting one for her might be acquired AP up, but really I just run those first two. And then in terms of equipment for her, I think the Spirit Coat fits really well for her because I like to run her with the Saiga Gauntlet. So the Saiga Gauntlet is insta-cast as compared to Nimble Movement, which you might be familiar with the Kodadama wielders, and that instant cast changes the way the AI uses it. See, like your unit will usually stand in place, cast Nimble Movement, and basically lose one of their turns of moving forward. With Saiga Gauntlet and Fleet of Foot, they cast it at the beginning, and not only they get to move that turn, they get to move one extra that turn. So it happens before they have to the AI has to make up their mind about how the unit moves for that turn, which makes it way better and can have her rush into battle much more easily. In addition to all of that, it gives her hate down as well, and it gives her a bit of agility as a TMR. The only downside to this is it doesn't give her a lot else other than some really good evade, which you might be able to build for her and the rest of your team. Like, I'm thinking that 2 evasion units plus a Summer Kilphe could be a pretty good answer to a lot of the Kodadama wielder builds that are running up against them. she pairs amazingly well with those kind of like, she pairs amazingly well with your high mobility units, because she really likes to be able to zip around a battlefield picking up chains from other slash units. You want to run her on an all slashing team if possible, especially for maximum offense. And some of her favorite partners that I've seen so far are Tidus, 9S, and King Mont. Yuna can kind of work with her, but has some issues, and you may just find it better to run full offense unless you're running something like Yuna 2 tanks and she's your magic tank. Although you shouldn't think of her as a tank because she can't generate hate. In fact, she doesn't want to have hate because physical units will saw through her, but she will plow through a magic unit, and if she's the only one in range, she can definitely tank the hits from it. Like, she tanks Hellmom's limit break amazingly well against 120 Hellmoms, and she's only at 89. And I don't have her EX upgrade for the ability that I really, really love for her to start buffing with, the Spirit Ward. So, will she be amazing once she can recover HP at 120? I'm going to try to find out as soon as I can. But for now, that's what I know about Summer Kilphe. Should you build? Do you have some of the units I just mentioned? Do you have evasion? Either one makes a sound case if you have a good slash offense as it is. But if you don't really have good light support in certain things, maybe not. I mean, she's kind of a pass when we know that Cloud is coming in the future and is going to be very powerful. Also, even if you have no luck, you could always get Tifa and build her up. By the way, in any case, you should save to build Tifa to level 99 and then throw her in your barracks, and if you pull anybody else, you're already going to start to have their mind spheres, even if you don't plan on taking Tifa to 120. Just focus on saving your stars for Tifa, get her to 99 as soon as possible, and then start farming the mind spheres for your other units faster. That's my advice to you, and thanks for watching Fox Talks TV. If you really enjoyed this, Patreon, Coffee are ways to pay me back for this effort, and the pulls that I make on your behalf, nah, I make them on my behalf. But if I could pull more, maybe I could show you more units and more strategies. Just saying, if you wanted to throw me a couple dollars as a thank you, I will take it. But if you ain't got any money, or you spend all of it on woTV, you can always like and subscribe. That is perfectly fine with me. Have a great day.